everyone, welcome back to the tutorial. So this is the second part of crochet doll Diana, and in our first tutorial we have worked with arms and legs. So here is the both legs that I have complete, and now we are going to join them together. Before that, I'm going to show you how to work on this little thing here, that on top of the socks I work. So I'm going to show you how to work with that one. In here on our row number 10, we have worked into back loops. So we have left the front loops here with white yarn, as you can see. So these are the front loops of that row. Now we are going to work into these front loops to create this little frill on top of the socks. So grab the yarn that you like to work with and insert your hook into the first front loop here, and grab your yarn and bring it through and work chain 1 there and make it tight, and insert your hook in the same loop and work 1 single crochet, and work 2 more single crochets into the same loop. So I'm carrying the tail underneath at the same time while I'm working single crochets. Move into the next loop and work 3 single crochet into that loop. So we are going to work 3 single crochets into every front loop around. So we are going to work 3 single crochets into every loop all around, and I will work all around and I will be back and show you. So just work 3 single crochets into each loop. Okay, so here I'm done working around, and when you're done working all around, slip stitch into the first single crochet and you can trim the yarn. Now I'm going to hide this tail properly. So insert the yarn tail into yarn needle and we're gonna hide it around the stitches here. So bring the tail into behind of your work and bring the needle through the stitch on wrong side, just like this, and you can do it a couple of times, then trim off the rest. So let's move into the joining part. So grab the second leg here. So this is the second leg, and I'm going to work 1 single crochet into each first 6 stitches here. So remove the stitch marker and work 1 single crochet, and I'll be working 5 more. Two, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I did 1 single crochet into the first 6 stitches, and now work chain 2 1, 2. Then we are going to grab the first leg, so this is the first leg, and join them together. So I'm going to join into the stitch that I placed the slip stitch here. So we are going to insert the hook into the same stitch. So that slip stitch does not count as a stitch. So here with the chain 2, insert your hook into that same stitch where you did your slip stitch on the first leg, and grab the working yarn. So this is the yarn tail of the first leg, and we are not going to work with it. So grab your working yarn, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, 2. So we did the first single crochet into the first leg. So now that is going to be our first stitch on this row. So we are working on row 33. So the stitch that I just work here on the first leg, I'm going to mark that stitch as my first stitch on this row. From here I'm going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch around in the first leg. So in the first leg we have 16 stitches around, and I just did 1 stitch, and I have to work 15 more. And this is the 16. So I did 16 stitches around on the first leg, and now I have reached to the chain 2 here that I just did the chain 2 on the center here. So I'm going to place 2 single crochet into that chain 2, so 1 into each. And before that I'm going to bring this tail into back. So this is the tail on the first leg, and I'm going to bring it away just like this, so it won't bother our work. And we're gonna continue work. So place 2 single crochets into that chain 2. So insert your hook into that chain stitch and work a single crochet, and 1 more single crochet into the next chain. So we did 2 single crochet into the chain 2, and now I'm going to work around the second leg. So around the second leg we have 16 stitches, so work that 16 stitches. And here is the 16. Okay, now I have reached back to the chain 2 space here on this side. So again I'm going to place 2 single crochets into that chain 2 space on this side. So previously we worked on behind the legs into the chain 2, and now we reach back to front, and we are going to work 2 single crochets into the chain 2. 1, 2. So I have reached back to the stitch marker, which means we have worked all around on this row. So now if you count your stitches, you should have total of 36 single crochets around on both legs and on the chain 2 here. Okay, so that is the row 33. So row 33 is done and we have 36 stitches around. And now we are going to begin with row 34. So remove the stitch marker and work 1 single crochet into that stitch. And place back the stitch marker and work 1 single crochet into each stitch around. So in row 34 you will have total of 36 stitches. So begin with row 35. Remove the stitch marker and work 1 single crochet into that stitch marker stitch, and we are going to work 1 single crochet into each for next 15 stitches. So total of 16 single crochets from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So we have to work 1 more stitch. So that stitch is going to be the first stitch of our next row. So this is the 16th single crochet. Oops. And I'm going to place the stitch marker into that stitch. So from here I'm going to count this stitch as my first stitch in the next row and the rest of my work. So now we can remove this stitch marker. So here we are done row 35. And now begin with row 36. So this is going to be the first stitch of row 36. So I will count it as 1 and I'm going to work 6 more single crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 7 single crochets. And into the next stitch I'm going to work increasement. So 1 and 2. Work 2 single crochet into that stitch. And then from here I'm going to work 1 single crochet into each for next 19 stitches. And 19. So I did 19 single crochets, and into the next stitch I'm going to work increasement. So work 2 single crochet into that stitch, and from here we have left 8 stitches. We are going to work 1 single crochet into each. 8. So row 36 is done, and now we have total of 38 stitches around, and we are going to begin with row 37. So from row 37 to 42 we are going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch. So we have 38 stitches in each row. Okay, so row 37 to 42 is done, and now we are going to begin with row 43. Before that I'm going to show you the tail that we left on the first leg. So this is it, and insert your yarn needle into that tail, and we are going to fill the gaps between the legs here. So if there's any gaps between the legs, you can fill it up with this piece of yarn. And feel free to do it your way. Okay, so here I'm done with it, and I have bring the rest of it into inside of the work, and I'm going to tuck this in. And let's begin row 43. We are going to work 1 single crochet times 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and work 1 decrease into the next 2 stitches. So insert your hook into the front loop of the next stitch, and insert again into the next stitch front loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's how we made a decreasement. And now we are going to work 1 single crochet times 25, 3, 4, and here is 25. And again we are going to work a decreasement in the next 2 stitches. And we have left 4 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into each. Begin row 44. We are going to work 1 decrease into the first 2 stitches. And 1 single crochet times 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again work a decreasement into the next 2 stitches. And 1 single crochet times 17. And here is 17, and again work a decrease, so into the next 2 stitches. And 1 single crochet times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, begin with row 45. 1 decrease into the first 2 stitches. 1 single crochet times 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 decrease into the next 2 stitches. One single crochet times 12, 1, 2, and here is 12, and 1 decrease into the next 2 stitches. And 1 single crochet into each for next 8 stitches. So end of the row 45 we have total of 30 stitches around. Begin with row 46. Remove the stitch marker and work 1 single crochet into that stitch and place it back, and work 1 decrease into the next 2 stitches. Then 1 single crochet times 4, 2, 3, 4, and again 1 decrease into the next 2 stitches. One single crochet times 11, 1, 11, and 1 decrease into the next 2 stitches. Again 1 single crochet times 4, 1 decrease, and 1 single crochet into each for the last 2 stitches. 1, 2. So row 46 is done, and we have total of 26 stitches around. So to begin row 47, we are going to change the yarn color into skin color. So at the last stitch here we have to join the skin color yarn, and let's begin row 47. So row 47 and 48 is 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So I will be back when I'm done row 47 and 48. Okay, so row 47 and 48 is done, and we have total of 26 stitches around. And let's begin with row 49. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch and place back the stitch marker. And we are going to work 1 increasement into the next stitch. Then we're going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So end of row 49 we will have total of 27 stitches. Begin with row 50. Work one single crochet into the first stitch. And work one increasement into the next stitch. And work one single crochet into every stitch around. So end of row 50 we will have total of 28 stitches. Okay, begin row 51. So row 51 to 55, total of 5 rows, we are going to work one single crochet into every stitch around. So we will have total of 28 stitches in each row. And I'll be back when I'm done with row 51 to 55. Okay, so row 51 to 55 is done, and now we are going to begin with row 56. So at the same time we are going to attach the arms into our work. So grab the arms and we are going to place them on the sides. So I'm going to attach them into here. So when I fold it like this, I will attach the arm into here and here on the other side. So before that I have to work few stitches here. So remove the stitch marker and I'm going to work one single crochet 11 times. So here I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is 11, which I'm going to join the arm just like this. So grab the arm and place it just like this into body part and insert your hook into the stitch that you slip stitch on the arm here. So we have 10 stitches around the arm and we place the slip stitch in one of them and we are going to work into the same stitch. So here I'm going to insert the same stitch as that I work the slip stitch, and I'm going to work one single crochet into that stitch. So that is one stitch and we have 10 stitches around the arm, so I have to work 9 more. So okay, so I have worked 10 single crochets around the arm here, you can see, and then I have reached back to the body part here again. So here I have stopped at 11 stitches and now I'm going to work into the 12th stitch here. So insert your hook into that 12th stitch so you can see it from here, and I'm going to work 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be working 13 single crochet into the front of the body here, 12 and 13, and then I'm going to work the next arm. So grab the next arm and place it here, and we are going to join it as we join this one. So grab the arm and insert your hook into the stitch that you work the slip stitch on the arm, and work 1 single crochet into that stitch. And we have left 9 stitches around. Work 1 single crochet into each of them. 9 and 10. So once you've done the 10 stitches around the arm, you will have left 4 stitches on the body here, and we are going to work 1 single crochet into each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is how it looks end of row 56. Okay, so when we done row 56, we have 48 stitches around, and now we are going to begin with row 57. So work 1 single crochet times 10. Nine, 10. Then we are going to work 1 decrease in here. So insert your hook into the next stitch front loop and insert into the next stitch front loop at the same time. So we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So we made the decreasement, and around the arm here we are going to work 8 single crochets. So 1 single crochet times 8. 1, 8. And again here we are going to work a decreasement. So insert your hook into the next stitch front loop and straight insert into the next stitch front loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. And then we are going to work 1 single crochet times 11. 11. And in the next 2 stitches work a decreasement. Eight single crochets around arm. One decreasement in the next 2 stitches. And we have left 3 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into each. So end of row 57, we have total of 44 stitches around. Begin with row 58. 1 single crochet times 9. 1, 9, and work a decreasement in the next 2 stitches. and 1 single crochet times 7 around the arm, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then work a decreasement in the next 2 stitches. Then 1 single crochet times 10, 9 and 10. 1 decreasement in the next 2 stitches. Seven single crochets around the arm, one decreasement in the next 2 stitches. And 1 single crochet into each for the next 3 stitches. So end of row 58 we have 40 stitches around. We are going to begin with row 59. 1 single crochet times 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, 8. Then we are going to work a decreasement in the next 2 stitches. And work 1 single crochet times 6 around the arm, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then a decreasement in the next 2 stitches. Then 1 single crochet times 9 and 9. Then work a decreasement. 1 single crochet times 6 around the arm, 6 and a decreasement. Then 1 single crochet times 3. End of row 59 we have total of 36 stitches around, and we are going to begin with row 60. So begin row 60, work 1 single crochet times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then work a decreasement. Again 1 single crochet times 4, 2, 3, 4. Then a decreasement, 1, Again 1 single crochet times 4 and decreasement. Like that we are going to work around for row 60. So end of row 60 we will have total of 30 stitches. Begin row 61. In row 61 we are going to work 1 single crochet times 3 and 1 decreasement. Again 1 single crochet times 3 and 1 decreasement. Work like this all around. So 1 single crochet times 3, then a decreasement. One, 2, 3 and a decrease. Continue work around. End of row 61 you will have total of 24 stitches around. Okay, so before we begin row 62, you can fill fiber as it required, and I have done mine here. You can see I have filled the fiber, and now I'm going to fill the gaps under arms. So here, let me show you. Here we have some gaps under the arm on both sides. So I'm going to use this yarn tail to fill those gaps. You can use yarn needle and weave on the underarm to fill these gaps, and I'll be back and show you the row 62. Okay, so here I have weaved the underarms, and let's begin row 62. In row 62 we are going to work 1 single crochet times 4 and 1 decrease. Again 1 single crochet times 4 and 1 decrease. Two, 3, 4 and a decrease. Begin row 63. Work 1 single crochet times 2, 1, 2 and a decrease. Again 1, 2 and a decrease. Continue work around. End of row 63 you will have 15 stitches. Begin row 64. Work 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. One single crochet, 1 decrease. Continue work around. End of row 64 you will have 10 stitches. So you can fill some fiber if it required, and we are going to begin row 65. In row 65 we are going to work 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So we have total of 10 stitches. Okay, so now we are going to begin with head part.